Hey, it's Dusti Martin with Corcoran Platinum Living, dropping in to give you your monthly market update for the town of Paradise Valley. It is July 8th, so buckle up, let's go. All right, our active listings are down 47.7% over this time last year and only had 135 active listings last month in Paradise Valley. Our sold listings are up 65.9% over this time last year. In other words, we had almost a 20-point spread between the two of them. Our median price per square foot is up one of the highest I've seen in the entire valley year to date, let alone ever, and we're up 39.9% over this time last year. We're currently sitting at $529.68 as a median price per square foot. This time last year, we were at only 37.8%. So that is a huge gain over this time last year. Our months of supply is down 68.5% over this time last year in Paradise Valley. We're currently sitting at 1.99 months of supply. Keep in mind, the vast majority of Paradise Valley is a luxury, high-end or ultra high-end market. So that is still lightning fast and well inside sellers' market territory of being 4 months or less worth of inventory. And then we get down to our median days on market. Those are also down a whole bunch, 53.2% over this time last year. We're currently sitting at 37 days on market. That's basically the length it takes to get it on the market, get it negotiated, get it under contract, and then close about 30 days later. So there is a lot of cash that does come into this market. However, in about 37 days, you can't complain. If you're trying to sell a luxury property, that is something that is going to just be a really good spot. If you're looking to sell a home in Paradise Valley, you can't complain there. All right, so then we're going to go over to our supply versus our demand breakdown by price range. This is important if you are trying to figure out what to expect either when you're buying or selling in certain price points. So our $0 to $100,000 price range, we don't have inventory in that price range in Paradise Valley. We haven't for a while. So therefore, there could have been no sales. Therefore, there's no data. Same with the $100,000 to $200,000 price range. Again, we just didn't have any inventory. Therefore, we can't even calculate if there was a demand because there was nothing to sell. So it's not even at a true zero. A true zero would say be 2 listings came on the market and 2 sold. That would be a 0-month supply. That would be true zero. This one, we just don't have any data because there's no inventory. So then we get down to the $200,000 to $300,000 price range. And these are rare in Paradise Valley simply because there's not a lot of them. You're going to think older condos and co-ops, very small little properties, probably the more dated ones that need some work. But the $200,000 to $300,000 price range, there was only 3 of them and 1 sold. That leaves us with 3 months of supply. Keep in mind, Paradise Valley does have a lot of our snowbirds. So we do get a little bit of a summer slump here. We have so many seasonal residents that there's just nobody around to buy the little, condos that you come and stay in for just a couple months at a time. So also keep that in mind. But 3 months worth of supply is really not a bad place to be. 4 months or less is considered a seller's market. 3 months is great, especially when there was 3 on the market, 1 sold. That only leaves 2. So when you think about it in those terms, that's really kind of what we're dealing with here. Then we get down to the $300,000 to $500,000 price range. This is mostly, again, where you're going to find the nicer condos, co-ops, that kind of thing. We're at 0.5 months of supply, exactly 1/2 or 2 weeks worth of inventory. Same with the $500,000 to $700,000 price range. Exact same months of supply. Then we're going to get down to the $700,000 to $1 million price range. Those are at 4 months of supply even. Again, not a whole lot of them. Only 4 of them were on the market in all of Paradise Valley last month and 1 sold. That gives us 4 months worth of supply. To a lot of people, you're like, oh, that's not a whole lot. You're right. It's not. Most people can't afford to to purchase in Paradise Valley. And for the 700,000 to $1 million mark, you will know, if you have been studying the Paradise Valley market, a lot of those homes are going to be the ones that need a lot of work, or it's going to be a lot or some land maybe near the mountains. So keep that in mind. But still, 4 months is really not a bad place to be, especially when there's only 3 of those properties left. Then we look at the $1 to $3 million price range. This is Paradise Valley's bread and butter. This is where the vast majority of homes fall into. In Paradise Valley, we're at 1.46 months of supply, so just under a month and a half or 6 weeks. Let's say, 5 weeks and 4 days, I would say. So 1.46 months of supply, that is a white hot seller's market. It may not be as crazy as that 2-week supply that you might see in other parts of the valley, but for $1 to $3 million, that is an amazing place to be. And especially, hold on just right here, when you look at the $3 million and over, which we actually have twice as many homes in Paradise Valley over $3 million as we do homes under $3 million. So keep that in mind. Paradise Valley has a huge luxury market. And I'm not talking just like your average $1 million to $3 million. I'm talking like ultra high-end luxury market. You are sitting at 2.77 months of supply in all of Paradise Valley for anything over $3 million. That is an amazing place to be, especially when we consider that this time last year, we were sitting at 14.86, so almost 15 months worth of inventory, which was so far inside a buyer's market that you almost couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So we've had such a huge swing over the last year, so keep that in mind. If you have one of those higher end homes that you're still considering what to do with, or if you're wondering what your home might sell for in today's market, go ahead and give me a call at 480-717-9405 or visit my website at dustimartinrealtor.com.